if you're watching this video, you're probably going through a point in your life where different areas of your life, such as hobbies or work, don't feel fulfilling or meaningful at all. It might feel like there's no real point to anything, like you're just trying to survive day by day, moving through each day on autopilot. Work and school can start to feel less like a choice and more like a burden handed to you by society. You're kind of just left waiting until someone or something pulls you out of that situation you're in, or you're just waiting for life to run its course. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through a 4-step process to help you find direction in your life and hopefully, ultimately, find a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Throughout the video, I'm gonna give you some prompts to guide your thinking, and I strongly recommend that you physically write your answers down on pen and paper, or use something like your phone to write them down digitally. Because when you keep these thoughts and answers in your head, it can be very easy for your brain to just completely forget about everything you've done the very next day. So no real progress is made. So with that out of the way, I want to move on to step 1 of this process, where you revisit your origins. At some point in your life, you were probably really passionate about something, whether it was a sport like soccer or a subject in school like chemistry because you thought all the was really cool to you, or even something like coding, which was my personal passion. But then somewhere along the way, that passion faded away naturally, or got pushed aside as life pulled you into another direction. But I quickly want to define what passion actually means. Passion is an intense enthusiasm toward an activity, whether it's deeply meaningful or not. Passion and purpose can overlap, but they don't always have to. Emphasis on they don't always have to, because I feel like society places this big importance on your career being your passion, or it's not really a career. You can have passion without purpose and vice versa, purpose without passion. For example, gaming and going on vacations can give you a strong sense of passion, even if they don't necessarily give you purpose. To further elaborate, say you go on a vacation to, say, Japan, a popular destination nowadays. You have so much fun there. You feel like you're on top of the world, that you're seeing all these new places, meeting so many new people. But then you come back home and then you just feel empty again, just like before you left. Or going with the gaming example, I really love Marvel Rivals, and especially in competitive, and I get such a big high of getting so many elims and playing my favorite character, Daredevil. Please don't roast me in the comments. But whenever I get done playing, I feel a sense of I just wasted my time because I didn't really accomplish anything, even though it was so much fun playing in that moment. Now, going back to the main point, society has pushed a very institutional and rigid view on what life is supposed to look like. You do well in school, go to a good college, get a degree, land a stable job, and you win at life. Woohoo! And then maybe, just maybe, after 40 years, after you saved up so much money, you get to retire and enjoy the life that you've always deserved. Because of this, we're often put on a predetermined path, one that discourages creativity and like a wide range of interests. Risk-taking is seen as something that should be avoided at all costs. Instead, the system pushes you to become a reliable and obedient student or employee, one that always follows directions and does what they're told. I'm sure you've experienced this before. Either you or someone you know was the quiet kid, the kid that did all their work, the kid that all the teachers loved because they never talked when they technically weren't supposed to. They followed instructions, never caused a ruckus. But that same kid was the one whose creativity and interests were completely and utterly destroyed because they had to follow orders, follow instructions, or they would get in trouble. So when you had a genuine passion or interest that you wanted to explore, there's a good chance that it was going to get cut off early and then replaced with a more standardized or practical path. Now, here are some questions you can ask yourself. What passions did you have growing up, or even now? What happened to those passions? Did you naturally lose interest, or did someone or something make you feel like they weren't worth pursuing? Who told you that, and how did it affect you? Why are you on the path that you are right now? Did your past passions lead you here, Or do you feel like you are pushed onto it? Did something that once felt meaningful slowly turned into something that isn't? By asking these questions, you get to have a sense of understanding as to why you're in the situation that you're in. This awareness that you can build can allow you to accept and acknowledge your past, including the fact that other people or systems can push a sense of purpose onto us that really isn't ours. From there, you can start to create a path forward, understanding your passions, old and new, giving you a solid foundation before moving on to deeper questions. It helps you reconnect with yourself, so your future decisions and reflections are actually aligned with who you are. Because finding your purpose isn't about following a script that someone or something has given you. It's about taking risks, trying new things, instead of letting external expectations dictate your life. And that leads us to the next step of the process. Stop looking for purpose in the wrong places. I've kind of touched on this in the previous step, where gaming or vacation can become a passion without it being purposeful. Similarly, people often view money as a source of happiness that we all try to pursue. Other things like fame, status, romantic relationships can be seen as a way to make us happy. And to be fair, things like money and romantic relationships can improve our lives, but only up to a certain point. Say, for example, money can help reduce stress. It can help you pay the bills, handle emergencies like medical ones, and just give you more freedom in general to just do what you want. But it doesn't really tackle the deeper issue of your feeling of having no purpose or direction in life. Think about it like this. Say you had unlimited money to do whatever you want. You can buy whatever you want, travel wherever you want, and live wherever you want. But eventually that becomes your new normal. You're kind of right back where you started, still searching for meaning. People say with money, they'll be able to do whatever they want. Watch shows whenever they want, play games whenever they want. They'll be able to sleep more. But if we're being honest, you can do most of those things already with the lifestyle you have now. Say you come back from work, you hop on your favorite game, watch whatever you want, and then sleep. So if you can do that anyways, right now, what's more money gonna do if you don't have a sense of purpose or meaning? You know, what's really missing from your life? Again, things like money can be useful. They can be tools to further along your path in life. And of course, getting paid for what you ultimately want to do in life does matter a lot. Money plays a role in stability and overall life satisfaction. Again, you do have to pay your bills. But if the mindset is, once I have money, I'll finally be happy and find my purpose, then you're approaching this the wrong way. External things are only part of the equation. When you make external rewards the main goal, you end up chasing things that burn you out faster, and often leaving you with an even greater sense of emptiness than when you first started. So if external values aren't the answer, the question then becomes, what value do you want to create? Part of what defines your life's purpose is the kind of value and contribution you want to bring to other people, and how you choose to bring it. When you think about it, every job in the world brings some sort of value to other people. For a basic bare bones example, a McDonald's worker helps get food to other customers by taking their orders in. A Twitch streamer provides value to other people by bringing entertainment. A software engineer builds, software that other people use every day. So when it comes to having a job or trying to find your purpose, the issue becomes whether the value provided from that job or activity that you're doing aligns with your own values and interests. For example, say going back to that McDonald's cashier example, which I'm sure so many people feel like this, if not everyone. You know, I'm serving customers, giving them their food. I wouldn't feel fulfilled doing any of that. I personally don't care at all about getting food to other customers or interacting with other people in that way, in that sort of relationship that you have. Kind of like a waiter and customer kind of thing. I do value human connection, but not like that, not in that way. It wouldn't make any difference to me if a self-checkout machine replaced me to get other people's orders. But for somebody else, that kind of job could feel fulfilling. They might really enjoy that kind of relationship and service that they can bring to other people. They can enjoy that interaction and the service that they provide. So the key isn't just about whether a job brings value or not, because more often than not, a job does bring value of some sort to other people. It's also about whether it has value to you as well. So here's some prompts to help you figure this out. Think about times you brought value to someone other than yourself. This could be through a job, volunteering, a hobby, or even a sport. Write them down even if you didn't enjoy them. Now for each one, rate how fulfilling it felt on a scale of 1 to 3. With 1 being little to no fulfillment, 2 being somewhat fulfilling or just meh, 3 being very fulfilling and you'll gladly do it again. Now look both at this list and your list of past passions. What underlying elements show up on both lists? For example, these things could be something like connection, competition, creativity, leadership, influence, or growth. To give you some examples, say you're really passionate about soccer. It has the elements of competition, improvement, and strategy. The point is to notice a pattern between the list of jobs or activities you've done before and the elements that make those up with the elements that make up your own passions, seeing where they overlap. So that way you get an idea of how to answer the next prompt, which is based on your answers, pick 1 to 3 activities that seem to align with both your values and your interests. Things that you can realistically see yourself doing with intention over some or a long period of time. Now using myself as an example, right now I'm really passionate about just learning about a variety of topics that I find interesting. And because I'm also passionate about interacting with other people and just sharing our experiences, making a connection with them, I would also like to use my knowledge to help teach other people. So then one of the jobs I had during college was being a student teaching assistant. And well, the elements that are shared between my passion of learning and teaching with my job as a student teaching assistant is leadership, influence, growth, which I think is one of the main ones for me, is growing as a person, and also connection. So now I'm in this situation where I'm trying out this YouTube career because it's a platform where people can continuously learn and share their experiences and their knowledge for the betterment of each other. It aligns with the elements of my teaching and learning passion along with my teaching assistant job. Based on everything you've written, start doing one of those activities in your spare time. Don't worry about money or long-term plans right now. Yes, getting paid matters, as I stated before, but there are many ways that you can make something, an activity or hobby, profitable. But that's a case-by-case basis, and that's kind of outside the scope of this video. Just focus on the experience, how that activity that you've chosen to try makes you feel. Remember, the activity should bring value to others and align with your own values. The goal here isn't to find one perfect career that you're gonna stick with for the rest of your life. It's about finding direction, something that gets you moving and exploring instead of staying stuck. Because at the end of the day, purpose isn't found by overthinking. It's found by actually trying things and seeing how they make you feel. But in order to consistently follow through and actually give these things an actual shot, there is one obstacle that you have to deal with, which is the 4th step in our process, and that's put your phone down. Yes, I know this advice has been repeated a million times, but it's repeated for a reason. Social media is one of the greatest tools, but also one of the biggest traps that we as a society have created. On one hand, it connects us, it helps us share ideas, learn from others, and keep ourselves connected. But on the other hand, these platforms are designed to keep you on the screen as long as possible. Retention is a product, and the longer you stay, the more you ignore every other aspect of your life. Over time, you become more disconnected from your own thoughts and emotions, which makes self-discovery almost impossible. Social media can also create an environment where comparison is unavoidable. You start to see other people's successes, achievements, accomplishments, and then comparing them to your own. And then you start to feel worse because of it, because you start wondering, why have I not gotten to their level? Why can't I have a life like theirs and be happy? Your phone becomes a distraction, an instinctive distraction, because you might be uncomfortable with trying new things or doing hard things, which can result your phone, social media, to take so many hours and time away from doing the things that actually make you feel fulfilled, because your phone is a quick dopamine hit. It doesn't take any effort to do it. And I'm not trying to be one of those YouTube motivational gurus where they're like, oh yeah, I quit my phone, bro. I threw all my games away. I don't do any of the technology. I grind all day, every day. I'm so successful. You know, I'm not trying to be that guy right now, okay? The point I'm trying to make is that you have to get comfortable with your discomfort. You have to be okay with doing those hard things, with doing new things instead of defaulting to something easy. The point is to start using technology like your phone, games, or social media with intent, not as a distraction. Use it with purpose. For example, I had this one week where I worked pretty much the whole week, Monday to Saturday, like pretty much as soon as I woke up to when I fell asleep. I just worked on my goals. I worked on the things that I felt would actually move me forward in life. And then when Sunday came, I recently started to get into Resident Evil, and I decided for the whole day, you know what? I'm gonna play Resident Evil 2 remake the whole day. No remorse, no regrets, because I've had an exhausting and very productive week. I deserve to use this day to just forget about the work for even just a single day. And I still felt proud and okay because I knew that the very next day, Monday, I was gonna keep working on the things that I wanted to work on to help me lead a fulfilling and purposeful life. It truly felt like a reward rather than an escape. With all that said, finding your purpose isn't a one-time decision, it's an ongoing practice. The answers you come up with today aren't gonna be the same ones you come up with, say, 5 years from now. They're gonna change, and it's completely normal. Just because you have a change in direction in your life doesn't mean you should feel guilty about it. That's not failure, that's growth. As you grow, your purpose will grow with you. Keep adapting to this change, and I guarantee you, you will live a fulfilling and purposeful life. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.